Hi, my name is Johanna Amaya. I am assistant professor in supply chain management in the Department of Supply Chain and Information Systems. So I got started in supply chain a while ago. When I went to industry, I was working on operations. I had to deal with any customer claims, and then with that, make sure that they were able to get what they needed in the conditions and the actual way that they required. So that's when I started being interested in transportation and operations. And then after that, I went back to school and started studying that. It has been amazing. I am teaching 3 sections of a CM 404, which is fulfillment operations. And that class is actually very rewarding. I have been exchanging a lot of ideas and concepts with the students. They ask questions and they want to learn more about either the topic that I'm talking about or explaining, or what I actually do and how I apply those concepts in my research. And they have been also excited on the involvement with speakers from industry. So it has been a very nice experience with them. And in terms of research, of course, I have been pushing more and more what I'm working in my areas of research, both in disasters and also in freight transportation. And I just started working with some projects here. So it is very interesting and engaging environment. I have two main research areas. One is disaster response logistics, and the other one is urban freight transportation or freight transportation systems in urban areas. The very first one is about making sure that when disasters happen, communities, those that are impacted, receive the aid that they need as fast as possible, so we can actually reduce their suffering. And also, based on how things are done on the ground, make sure that we can actually go back and make some changes that for next time around, we can provide a better response. So we also try to, I also try to provide policymakers with some recommendations of programs that could be implemented next time a disaster happens, so the communities can get back on their feet faster. In the area of freight transportation, it's about how things are delivered and what kind of technologies and initiatives could be implemented to make sure goods continue moving in urban areas, given that they are more congested, they have reduced space for loading and unloading operations. So how we can actually make sure that citizens or people that live in urban areas are able to receive their supplies, or how they can get access to those in the best possible and efficient way. That means that we need to enable programs that move people, or programs that actually put supplies closer to the consumers, or how to come up with initiatives that are congestion mitigation and also still make sure that the environment is not negatively impacted. Through the center, I was able to get them on board to present in classes, and also to provide them with the students with some insight on how things are done in their industry. Also, actually through the center, we are just about to start a research project with a company as well in the area of transportation. So it has been quite interesting and engaging since the beginning. Getting to know how those projects work and what they're actually doing, connecting students with industry, that's something that is very relevant right now, especially because we are preparing business majors that are actually going to solve problems when they go to industry. So having the connection early on is really important. And I think that's something that the center is accomplishing. My main advice is to not be afraid of reaching out and asking, because when those are actually done, the impacts and the results are significantly higher. So, for example, if a student is looking for internships, it could work in two ways. One is about basically finding who is offering internships, but also by identifying companies or businesses that actually are important or interesting, then maybe reaching out, because that could be another way to actually expand their horizons and also make them aware that might be some opportunities with internships or students that are actually willing to work and put all their skills at their service. So that's one thing, reaching out. And also reaching out to professors, asking for questions, asking about what's going on, if they have any particular interest, career advice. So sometimes you can get way more by asking compared to just receiving instruction in the classroom. So having that extended relationship with faculty outside the classroom, that's also really important. Oh my goodness. Australia. I went in 2017. No, 2017. That was 2014. And I went to, let me see, let me remember. There were two cities that I went to. One was Sydney and the other one was Melbourne, Australia. The most beautiful ocean and beach I was able to see there. That's the experience that I have never had after that or before that. So it was very, very unique. So I really enjoy visiting the ocean area in Melbourne.